This happened to me 2 years ago when I was doing food delivery full-time in Kuala Lumpur. I worked with GrabFood and usually took late-night slots because traffic was easier and payouts were higher after 10 p.m. One Thursday night, I got a McDonald's order around 11:45 p.m. Pickup was fast, and the address was only 6 minutes away, somewhere in a quiet residential street near Ampang. When I arrived, I realized it wasn't a house. It was an empty unit in a row of abandoned terrace houses. The front gate was rusted open, and the porch light was broken. I double-checked the address in the app. It matched. But the house looked dead. No lights. No sound. Just a cracked window, a red plastic chair on the porch, and vines creeping up the side wall. I called the customer. It rang once, then cut off. I called again. Voicemail. Then the app popped up a chat bubble. Leave it at the gate. I'm inside. I typed back. Are you sure? No lights, no doorbell. Instant reply. Just leave it and go. Thank you. So I did. I put the paper bag on the porch and snapped a picture for proof. As I turned to walk away, I heard a sound. Click. It came from the second floor. I looked up. And in the broken window, I saw the outline of a person standing behind the glass. No light. No face. Just a head-shaped shadow. I backed away slowly. Then I saw something move near the porch. There was another person, sitting in the red plastic chair. I swear, he wasn't there before. He didn't look at me. Didn't speak. Just sat completely still. I turned and walked fast. Didn't run. Got on my bike and rode. When I checked the order history 10 minutes later, the name was gone. The address had disappeared. Like the job had auto-deleted. The app said, "No such record." I called Grab support. They had no record of any order after 11:30 p.m. I still remember the name on the original receipt. Scientific K. A week later, a friend in the same area told me that house had been empty since 2018. The last owner? A man named Scientific, who was murdered inside during a robbery. At exactly 11:45 p.m. on a Thursday. This happened last year when I was working part-time as a food delivery rider in Singapore. I was using both Grab and Foodpanda, alternating depending on surge pricing. It was a Sunday night, not too late, around 10:20 p.m., when I received an order to deliver Thai food to a condo in the Thomson area. Pickup was smooth, but when I reached the condo gate, the guard looked confused. "Which unit again?" he asked. I gave him the block and unit number, Block D, #16-05. He flipped through his visitor book. "No one from that unit ordered," he said. "I've been on duty since 8. I showed him my app screen, and he frowned. "Well, okay. Just scan and go. You know how these apps work." So I scanned in and entered the lift lobby. Block D had 2 elevators. One was under maintenance. The other was working, but older than usual, with this eerie buzzing sound that grew louder when the door closed. I pressed 16. The lift vibrated as it climbed. The floor lights flickered. It stopped on level 16 and opened, into total silence. I walked to Unit 05. The door was closed, lights off, no sign of anyone inside. I knocked. Nothing. I knocked again, louder. Still nothing. I checked my phone, no messages, no calls. Then the app pinged. "Please leave the food in front of the lift at the end of the hallway. I'll collect it." I was confused. Why the lift? I looked to the end of the corridor and noticed something I hadn't before. There was a third elevator door there. No lights, no buttons. Just a sealed stainless steel door with a faded fire lift sign barely visible. But the thing is, I had just come up in the only working elevator. There were only two according to the floor plan near the lobby. This third one wasn't supposed to be there. I walked toward it. The closer I got, the colder the air felt. The corridor light overhead started flickering. I placed the food bag in front of the door, snapped a photo for proof, and turned to leave. Ding! The sound came from behind me. I looked back. The fire lift door had opened just an inch. No lights inside. No voice. No breeze. Just darkness. And then I heard footsteps. Slow. Heavy. Coming from inside that dark elevator shaft. I backed away. And as I turned, I swear, on the wall to the left, I saw something scrawled in faint red marker. Not all orders are for the living. I ran back to the main lift. Jammed the button over and over. When the door opened, I jumped in and punched L1. As the lift descended, I saw the reflection of that hallway again in the polished metal wall. And the third door? Gone. There was nothing at the end. Just a blank concrete wall. When I reached the ground floor, I told the guard everything. He looked concerned. There's no third lift on any floor, he said. Block D only has 2. I showed him the message. He nodded slowly and said, 5th time this month someone's gotten that kind of order. Then he whispered, 16-05 has been empty since 2019. Man died in a fire there. I asked, do you remember his name? The guard hesitated, then said, don't know the full name. Just remember, he used to work night shift. Used to order a lot of Thai food. This happened when I was delivering food in Johor Bahru during the height of the lockdown. Many condos had contactless delivery rules, so most customers just asked for the food to be left at their doorstep. No interaction. No talking. Just ring, photo, and leave. One night, I got an order from a high-rise apartment building in Bukit Indah. The instructions said clearly, leave at unit 23-06. Ring once, then leave immediately. That wasn't unusual. What was unusual was that when I arrived at level 23, the hallway was freezing and completely dark. The motion lights didn't trigger until I was halfway down. Then they blinked on one by one, flickering, struggling like the power wasn't stable. I reached unit 06. No welcome mat, no decorations, no signs of life. But the security camera above the door was blinking red. I rang the bell once. No answer. But from inside I heard movement. Not walking, just a soft dragging sound. Like something heavy was being pulled across the floor. Then silence. I took the photo of the bag at the door, turned around, and started walking. As I passed by the hallway window facing the back of the building, I glanced out and saw the unit's balcony. It had 2 chairs. One empty. And one occupied. A person sat completely still, facing outward. They weren't eating. They weren't talking. Just sitting. I froze. It was too far to see their face clearly. But what got me wasn't the person. It was the second chair. When I looked at the photo I had just taken, in the reflection of the metal railing behind the bag, you could see the same balcony. But in the reflection, both chairs were empty. I looked up again at the real balcony. One chair still occupied. But in the reflection I had captured, no one had been there at all. I backed away slowly and returned to the lift. But as I stepped in, the motion light above the door died again. Just blink, and total blackness. Inside the lift, the lights flickered. The doors took longer than usual to close. When they finally did, I heard it. A soft knock. 3 taps. From the back wall of the lift. There's no way anyone was behind me. It was a mirrored wall. But I turned anyway. Nothing. Except a smudge mark on the glass. Like someone had pressed their face against it and dragged their cheek downward. When I reached the ground floor, I didn't report it. Didn't tell the guard. Didn't message the customer. I just got on my motorbike and left. But that night, around 3 a.m., my phone buzzed. It was a GrabChat notification. No name. No profile photo. Just one message. You forgot the second order.